The pilot episode of The Amazing Digital Circus received a record number of views in the first couple of months after publication, as well as a huge number of theories and speculations about what is happening in The Amazing Digital Circus and what will happen next. One of the main questions that haunts everyone is what happened to Kaufmo. Let's try to figure it out. At the beginning of the show, Kaufmo appears, but not live in 3D like most of the characters. Instead, there is a cardboard image and a disclaimer to read, which you definitely need to stop the video. Kaufmo the clown did not show up today. Kaufmo will not appear in this episode. Strange. At the same time, quite a large part of the pilot episode is devoted to him. When discussing Kaufmo, everyone regrets not laughing at his jokes. It follows that he was not joking funny. Perhaps he was making a very corny joke. And he was probably a very toxic character, since he makes those around him feel guilty. I also assume that he was quite unhappy and was often in a state of victimhood. No wonder Jack says, upon seeing the abstracted Kaufmo, that he has never seen him happier. Honestly, I think Jax isn't even joking at this point, just protecting the sanity of his friends. In the pilot episode, we find ourselves in Kaufmo's room. The room is quite gloomy and in terrible condition. It has a lot of wall writings and some pretty scary pictures. Pay attention to this graffiti. The fanged Cain is about to swallow the little fleeing Kaufmo. Is Cain really a monster? Did this scene happen in reality or in Kaufmo's dream? Perhaps this is what Cain does to those who try to find a way out and only pretend to be kind. Let's read the inscriptions carefully. What do they exit? Probably Kaufmo. Like Pomni saw a door with the inscription. Exit in random places. Is this one of the tortures invented by Cain? Show the characters imprisoned in the circus the door at a random point in time to make fun of them. I think Kaufmo, like Pomni, saw the door and more than once ran along the office corridors, in vain attempts to get out of the circus. At what point in time did Kaufmo stop communicating with the other characters? Why didn't they immediately notice his absence? Maybe a few days have passed, but it seems to me that Pomni appeared precisely at the moment when Kaufmo abstracted himself. He went crazy from the endless search for a way out. The remnants of his consciousness and intelligence were erased, and Kaufmo became a formless monster, devoid of personality, devoid of human essence. Such monsters are quite dangerous for the rest of the circus residents, since they are likely to transmit their software failures to them and disrupt the system for storing data about the human mind on disk. This is why when Kaufmo touches Ragathia, her image begins to malfunction. Her files become corrupted. I have one more idea. Perhaps Kaufmo's mind was simply removed by Cain or the circus developers, and all that was left of him was the template shell of a circus inhabitant, the program code for the ability of the human mind loaded into the circus to interact with virtual reality. In any case, all the abstracted characters are stored in the basement, essentially in a separate folder on disk. And there were quite a few such characters. Judging by the crossed-out photographs on the doors in the corridor, there are 10 of them. Will Kaufmo return in future episodes? No. This is the clear answer from the author of the Gooseworks show. Abstraction cannot be undone. It's interesting that Kaufmo could have been featured in the first episode, but during the development of the show, Gooseworks decided that there were too many characters and it was worth sacrificing Kaufmo. It's also worth understanding that the authors don't even have a full-length 3D prototype of the clown. Yet, the photo that went viral on the internet is just a joke. Gooseworks. Kaufmo. In the 3D version, exists only from the waist up. Let's summarize. Kaufmo was removed both from the plot of the pilot show and literally from the author's script. The monster that remained after Kaufmo was abstracted is no longer him. It is impossible to cancel abstraction. Thank you for watching. And thanks for the subscriptions, likes and comments.